Hello, it's Giles here from 101 Part-Time Jobs. If you like what we're doing and you'd like to support us, you can. For £1, £4 or £10 a month at our Patreon, patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs. You can help support our independent production. We are so happy with the way this is going. We appreciate all of you listening and watching our episodes. So thank you for being here. If you'd like to take it that one step further, you can. That's at patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs. Cheers.
Running a small business means I wear lots of hats. When I put on my hiring hat, I can count on LinkedIn Hiring Pro to make it easy. LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps manage my hiring workflow, puts my job post in front of a unique network of professionals, and matches me with the best candidates for my business. I can also share my job with my network. No other job site lets me do that. No wonder most small businesses say they'd use LinkedIn Hiring Pro again. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
This summer, Prime Video takes you back before Legally Blonde, before law school, and into the world of Elle Woods in high school. Set in 1995, this Gemini vegetarian knows exactly who she is until her family moves from Bel Air to Seattle. Packed with iconic fashion, 90s nostalgia, and a throwback soundtrack, Elle proves one thing. Law school was hard. High school was harder. From the world of Legally Blonde, watch Elle, a new original series only on Prime Video. Watch now.
101. You were DJing for quite a long time.
I have been, yeah, for like professionally, like 10 years.
Okay.
Meaning when I quit my other job.
And were you DJing before that and like getting paid kind of 50 quid, $50 here and there?
Honestly, the first time that I took it seriously is when I lived in this like warehouse in San Francisco, and we would throw parties there. And it was like right when I was like 21-ish. And then we would throw these like really awesome warehouse parties, and we would like run a cash bar inside and just kind of split the money, and like we would all make quite a bit of money. And then I started DJing in like clubs and bars and stuff, and it was like much more horrible.
Okay.
The vibe was not as good.
Yeah, it wasn't a vibe that you designed.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the kind of cool thing when you can put on your own party.
Yeah, exactly.
You set the vibe.
Yeah, and just kind of like the underground thing versus a more overground sanctioned club night kind of escapade is a little different.
Do you think the underground can and will continue to like exist of its own volition? Do you think that these underground
I don't know.
parties...
I mean, what would be the alternative, that there's absolutely none and that everything is like professionalized from the get-go? Because we're kind of getting there, I guess. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just maybe in a different perspective now, and quite far away from like doing stuff super DIY. Yeah. But also, you know, saying that, it's like I'm pretty sure that the kinds of like warehouses and stuff in San Francisco, they don't exist anymore for sure. Yeah, I mean, there were a few squats in London. There were 3 squats on my road until 2 years ago, and that's obviously really, 2 years ago is like, very recently. So it was cool that those existed, but even then it was like, oh, okay, I don't know any other squats in London now. Right. There was a time where there were like 5 or 10. Was there like a neighborhood where they were all at? And yeah, like kind of like, I live in Lewisham, where there are people who just make things happen, and I don't, they're the same people who've been making things happen. There are sound systems that have existed like ever since I was a teenager. Totally. Places like the Fox and Firkin in Lewisham, it's like a great spot, and that it's like an actual pub with a back garden, but they'll put on like the raves. Yeah. So if you're not in the know, you can still find them. For sure. Exactly. I think I'm just, I think it is still, I have no reason to believe that it is not going on everywhere. I suppose I think of that because like doing this show, or like anyone sort of doing their project, it's like, okay, how do we make this sustainable while still keeping the personality of it and not doing things just because other people do them that way? How have you been able to afford it, do you think? I mean, it's a big question, but how do you think you've done it? I was pretty self-funded forever. I mean, I was kind of one of the only people in my friend group in Berlin that like had a real job until I absolutely couldn't. I used to be a web developer.
Yeah.
I used to be a coder.
Yeah, wicked.
And I did that from San Francisco and then to Berlin.
Good industry. Was a
not
good
anymore.
industry.
I mean, we'll see. But yeah, so I did that for a long time. And then, yeah, DJing just kind of became the thing that took over. And it was like not really it wasn't much of a leap of faith because it was like I held on to my day job for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And I was, it's like I was in a place where I couldn't really like just instantly quit. And so there was a lot of time, like, I don't know, half a year where I was like DJing Friday, Saturday, and then come back and like get up for the Monday morning meeting and do that for the whole week and then do it again.
What time would you be coming home? What time would your head be hitting the pillow after a DJ night?
I think it's earlier in the summertime because there's festivals where I'm playing in the evening instead of at like 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m.
Yeah. I think that's crazy.
It is crazy.
I think to be up that late.
It is crazy
mad.
continually. I know. I think I'm kind of like, genetically predisposed to not need quite as much sleep as other people.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people who just like, they understandably like don't want to do it because it's crazy. Mm-hmm. So you're totally right.
Was there a push and a pull? Was there like a tension between being a coder and like having a life in San Francisco, then moving to Berlin? I mean, it sounds like a solid...
kind of a prudent plan.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seems very sensible.
I just didn't really want to... I worked at like... Do you know what Y Combinator is?
No.
It's like... It was in, like the early 2010s, and it was like a pretty real startup, and just like a lot of the culture around this kind of era of whatever layer of .com thing was happening then.
Yeah.
A lot of the culture around it was just like it felt kind of gross to me. It was like a lot of people who thought that they were sent from God to make $1 billion and disrupt things.
There's a few of them now.
And I didn't like that as much. Yeah, no, now it's all financial people, which are somehow worse than the tech people. But I got a big tax return one year, and I had a friend who moved to Dresden, actually, and he loved Berlin, and he's like, I'm going to move there. And so I was like, me too.
I mean, the thing I always think about with web stuff is like, and it still happens today, that like the apps that we're using, like I use Citymapper quite a lot. There are a few others like I'm not thinking about right now.
People like that.
But they're not making money. Mm-hmm. So I like, obviously it's not your problem as the software developer because you're getting paid, hopefully a good salary. But that person who started the company is investing all this money to then make a bit of software that they don't necessarily know where they're going to make an ROI on it.
It's called zero interest rate phenomenon because money's free, and so you can borrow a ton of it and destroy things, and you don't really have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's fucking mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not real life.
No, well, it's also, we're not in a zero interest rate phenomenon anymore. So
that bubble burst.
Yeah.
And people realized, okay, we can't. But then what about apps that are being made today? Like there are loads of software services being made today where, it's free. And then I guess they bring in tiers of membership, subscription and stuff. But
yeah, I think a lot of things like this are just consolidated to a abstracted idea of value, and that there can be some sort of like exit event at some point and sell it to somebody else. Yeah. And that's the kind of route, destroy it in the meantime, You
must have thought about this stuff quite a lot because you're working on projects that are presumably you're like, I don't know what they're going to do with this.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything that we use is kind of in that boat too, right? And now they're just kind of too big to be replaced.
A lot of things are out there for free.
Or subsidized by something. We're just like talking around the problem of trying to fit these like culture and art things into this like oppressive capitalist bubble that we have to exist in.
Like just in your, speaking only for yourself, right? It's how do you kind of reconcile trying to be an artist in a capitalist world?
Oh, it sucks. I mean, I feel like I'm lucky because I can DJ, which is also like easy for me. It's like just me going out there. I can do it aside from having like a album out. And there's a lot of like clubs that are like relatively independent, festivals, big and small. And like I have something that I can go out and do kind of as a day job.
Yeah.
Or just a continual existing as an artist out there. And so.
And you do that between the band tours?
I mean, yeah, I do that. That's kind of my main thing. And then I making some albums in every couple of years, which I love to do.
It's so great.
Thank you.
Love the new one. There's like a rhythm it gets into for me for like track 3, track 4, where it's like, great, you know, engines on. Are you well practiced now, like getting into that zone and basically like splitting up your time and being like, okay, this is tour time, this is live time, this is other stuff I need to do. Okay, and this, like, I'm gonna be fully focused on that record, no fucking distractions. How do you make that work?
I mean, that's the vacation. It's like you can like just focus on making music from when you wake up to when you go to sleep. That's amazing.
And it's a tiring day, right?
No, I don't think it's tiring.
You know, okay,
it's great. I would do that all the time if I could. Yeah.
And will you write lyrics as you go?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fascinating.
I don't know how other people do it. Maybe I have like a big scroll of notes that I keep and take continuously. And so I can kind of like go into any random part and like pick out like certain ideas or words or turns of phrases, and that kind of is the seed. Then you just once you kind of like figure out what the song is about, then it's like quite easy, I think, to write everything else. There's like the last like 5% of like choosing the right words where you're like, okay, the meaning and maybe the length of this like sentence or something makes sense, but like this one word sticks out in a gross way, and so change it.
Yeah. Think like, what would Shakespeare do? What would a poet do? You know, it's like that word doesn't quite fit in there.
Yeah. That's the work. The internal thesaurus, like the emotional thesaurus, navigating through that.
It's funny how like a good line can just completely elevate a song.
I know. I mean, I was kind of like thinking, I'm like, that's kind of like songs that mean a lot to me. It's like I am most locking into like a really golden line.
Yeah.
And so
it's like
try to make those.
Are there any particular lines on this record that you're like, that's that?
It requires me to like look back and like see how clever I've been, and I feel like I'm not really that great at that. But I think artists, like, you have to be able to oscillate between like ridiculous hubris and cratering self disconfidence.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to access the hubris, or else you won't do it.
You have to be somewhat deluded.
Yeah, totally.
Where do you fit in that? Like, where's your like delusion level of, or where has it been in order to do what you've done?
I don't know. I think that like maybe when you're first making something and it's not finished and it's maybe in the first third, then that's the peak of delusion, because it's not done yet and it could be the greatest song and it could be amazing. And then like maybe like right before it's released, or it's like it's all done, me and 10 people are the only ones who've heard it, whatever. And I'm getting all this positive feedback. And it's like, then you're like, okay, that's this shaky, like, you're like, all right, I think it's good. Other people have told me it's good, but like, I'm about to release it to the public and then I'll really know.
And you've probably heard it so many times that your ears don't work on it.
Yeah, totally. Get it. Totally. I think I would love to get the live show to a place where it's like easy to tour, easy to like, do a nice tour to where it's like comfortable, the venues are good sizes, and it's like a beautiful show. Have people come with their family, leave with a good feeling. Yeah, exactly. Stage production? Right now we have like what I think are like really cool lights. Yeah. I mean, coming from like DJ world, it's like that kind of thing is always such a big part of lasers. The event. Lasers, lights, strobes. Yeah. And so having that in the live show of the Charm record, even when maybe you listen to the record and you don't really think it needs a strobe, it does. You never know. Yeah. So I think that's cool. And like working with other like amazing like lighting designers and this kind of thing is also super cool and exciting. Yeah.
It's interesting when you go to a show
awesome.
that the production is wild.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, it's needed.
And that's kind of a battle of the bulge thing though.
What's
so
that?
It's like, I mean, just like as the shows get bigger, it's like the production gets bigger and the competition is bigger, and it's, it takes
costs
money.
So
sure.
now, I mean, like, maybe this is a fairly candid question, but when you go on tour with the band, is it like, okay, we hope to break even? Or is it, you're going to make a certain amount? I suppose I'm talking about you because I guess you pay your band, right, like a wage, but then for you, for like, the boss, how does it work economically?
Losing money. For sure. But yeah, and it's like I have friends who are in like, much bigger situations, and it's kind of the same thing. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see how
the economics are pretty crazy right now for live music.
Yeah, because if you need lights for a 300 cap venue, and to go to the lights for a 500 cap venue to 1,000, there's no real economy of scale there, right? Like it's just more and more. It's just more money.
For sure.
That you need.
I know, and I don't know how the guarantees and the ticket, like I don't know why it's like that necessarily. And it's not necessarily because I want like a big light show. It's like our setup is pretty lean in most respects. But it's rough out there. I think any live musician will say the same too.
Totally. I'm always surprised when I do this show, and we've done over 500 episodes.
I guess it hasn't always been like this. Like it's kind of a post-COVID is especially bad. It's everything, it's like renting a van, like everything is more expensive, I guess.
So where does it go?
Right.
Tell us, Avalon, what's next?
Race to the bottom, I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess no one's going to stop touring though. People want to keep on touring.
I guess so, yeah. Some people stop. Yeah.
Do you know people
bands disband, for sure.
Do you know people who have had to call it quits because...
For sure. Yeah.
And they're like, just
pretty big bands, and they're like, we just can't, it just doesn't make sense.
So much of the music industry is built on like this legacy model, but no one really knows kind of how people are going to sustain themselves. I mean, you don't have a product. Like, imagine you're selling LPs and t-shirts.
Right.
But if you were a band
Merch
30 years ago, you'd be selling maybe 100 records a night 30 years ago. And that's how you make money,
True, right.
Yeah, pretty depressing shit.
I know, sorry.
No, I'm the one. It's my show. I asked you about it. What are some, I'm a big fan of like work gaffes and like work fuck ups. I think you can learn from them quite well.
Yeah, for sure.
What are some particular, I mean, just to sort of give you a second to think about it. I mean, when I worked up here, I'd smash things all the time. And I tried to do table service at one point because I was trying to get more tips, which isn't a thing here. Got reprimanded for that. Got in trouble. I tell people I got fired from here, but I didn't. But yeah, what are
slow
some
fade? Just not put on the schedule anymore.
Yeah, just stop turning up. What are some work gaffes that you've made? Have you ever shut down the system when you were doing the software development?
No. When I was like the low man on the totem pole, I would always and it was my job to order lunch.
Yeah.
Like I'm not very I don't know. I forget to eat all the time, but when it's my job that should not be my job to order the lunch.
Dangerous.
So I would always forget, and it would be way too late, and everyone would be pissed at me.
Avalon!
Yeah.
Where's the burrito?
Wait a minute, we were supposed to have lunch 30 minutes ago.
Burrito, that'd be me.
So I did that a few times.
Were you good in the crew? Did you meet some nice people there? Did you have some nice offices, people you worked with, I mean?
Yeah, especially in Berlin. I worked with super multicultural, and there was a lot of Italians that I worked with on my team, and every once a week we would have a discussion about how awful the tomatoes are in Berlin.
I took an apple out of a tree around the corner from here once. Fucking tasted like shit.
Yeah,
it's
city apple.
In the middle of London.
I know.
It's just fumes. But you enjoyed Berlin. You got into the rhythm there.
I did. I loved it there for sure. And I go back 3-4 times a year, and I love it. It used to be fairly easy to move to Berlin and get an apartment, and it's now it's really hard to get one where it's you can register with the system, and so it's just a little more expensive, and there's just more the tensions are higher, I think, in general.
Just a little less easy to go by. some amazing flats there with some big high ceilings. What are those buildings called?
Like an Altbau.
Lovely.
Old building.
Yeah, it's good. And I love the off licenses where they got like the crates, the kind of crate chairs outside. That's fun.
Every time I go back, I try to think how I can steal one of the Club Mate crates.
Club Mate is good. And like the Schufferhoffers, you know, like the 2% Fritzes. What are they called? Radlers.
Yeah.
It's a good radler. So moving from Berlin to Brooklyn, was that a big culture shift?
Yeah. Moving back to the States was, I think that it was like, dropped back into like the really insane hustle culture, I think was kind of a shock. And it's more expensive. And I think also like being around so many people in general where it's like everyone, like, you know, they may speak English very, very, very well, but like
you can get away with that.
There's some things where you're like, oh, they're not being rude. They're just
being jealous.
They're just or
Berliner,
Spanish or whatever. And you know, going back to America, you're like, I think they were being rude. You're like,
right, not as friendly as. Did you live in Brooklyn before that?
No, I never lived in New York before.
Okay,
I never really felt the pull of New York. And I like it. There's a lot of my friends who live there, and there's everything you want there, but it's also quite, it's just kind of intense. And like it feels like such a hard place to like get a grip to claw your way up, you know?
Yeah, I think London can feel that same way.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's just always on. You just always, you don't have much downtime.
I feel guilty about having downtime. We were actually in LA for a little bit, and then COVID stuff was rocking on, and we decided to move back to New York where Hunter had an apartment.
Yeah.
Because she's from there.
Yeah.
And I have kind of been there ever since. We have kind of moved upstate, like kind of into the countryside.
Nice. Yeah.
Which is lovely, but I think
train right away.
Yeah. But it's like, it's quite a long train ride. Like, I think that, like, I was kind of shocked when we were doing the tour and we drove from Glasgow to Manchester down to London, and it was like not that far. Yeah. And it was like, I asked Josh, who was our sound guy, and he was driving the van, how long it would take to go from like Inverness to like Brighton.
Yeah.
What is it, like 12 hours?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't
know. But like
Inverness
possible.
Is. But like, you could do like Glasgow to Brighton in a day.
Yeah.
You'd have to huck it. But it's possible.
Crazy though. Yeah. Everything's quite close together.
It's different here.
It took us like 5 days to go from LA to New York.
Yeah, that's insane.
And we did stop along the way.
And you go through so many different cultures.
Yeah. And like, just massively different landscapes.
And people
massively different.
Voting vastly differently to one another in the election to, you know. Just
probably like here, right?
Yeah. I think you can have neighborhoods here that are like one is a Labour stronghold, and then 5 miles away is like super reform or something like that. But yeah. What's your big question? What's your relationship with money like? You know, because everyone comes from different backgrounds. Everyone has different role models for that. Was your mum a mail drop person? Mail courier?
She was a mail carrier, yes.
Did I read that?
Yeah. She just recently retired.
Good on her. What's her name?
Molly.
Shout out Molly.
And my dad had different businesses throughout his life. But yeah, it was pretty, I guess, working class is what you'd call it here.
Yeah. Blue collar.
Yeah. And so my relationship with money now, I guess, is like, I feel like I do have kind of like a scarcity mindset of it, where it's like I want to always go find the money because I kind of needed to and still do need to. And I want to be some kind of like resource and like a safety net for family if need be.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of where I've tried to like balance that with doing the art that I want and doing it in a place that like feels good and ethical and like, you know, still feel true to me, which is, you know, struggle.
Yeah.
But I think if I was like purely driven by money, I probably would have stayed being a coder. That probably would have been better.
Do you think you need that like fear to fuel you? Do you think that's part of it?
I think that there's definitely points where feeling like there was more of a safety net would have been very helpful, for sure.
And you're in an industry just of people who do have safety nets.
Right.
Because that's the way it works. I'm not trying to like pull the pants down of anyone who's like got super wealthy parents, but it's just like a lot of people in music.
Yeah. A lot of people who want to go be DJs, I think it's like, yeah, they like going to parties and they like having drugs and they like being the life of the party. And
you need time to do that.
That often comes from a certain place, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you recognized that being in that, like when you're in that scenario and you're with other people, is it obvious that you're from different backgrounds?
I don't know. Maybe it's more visible to other people. I don't feel like I always know. I mean, right off the bat until I guess you start like talking with somebody.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I was chatting with my neighbor about, he's like a big Fool fan. You know, he's about
Fool?
The Fool, the Manchester band.
Okay.
We're chatting with him and we were talking about like that kind of idea, that kind of discourse you'll see on Reddit of like people being like, oh, that person, you know, the Strokes, Geese, they're all from wealthy backgrounds. That's why they're able to make good music. And we were kind of agreeing with each other, which is like, well, I don't think just being wealthy makes you able to write a really great song.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably an uncountable number of unheard of Nepo babies that make awful art and that you'll never hear from them.
I've spoken to a lot of people, like done over 500 episodes of this, and especially over the COVID time when people were like sort of reflecting on like what inspired them to write songs, like it would be people who work in coffee shops or service where they're like, okay, well, I finish at 6 o'clock tonight and I'm got to go to bed by 9 or 10 because early shift. That's my period of time to write songs, so I'm going to fucking do it.
Right.
And maybe if they had all day to do it, then maybe they would make it certainly in a different way. Do you have any kind of thoughts on that about putting pressure on yourself to write?
You know, I feel like lately I've truly been like so busy for the past since COVID. Like COVID was the last time where I like had like time on my hands, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm always kind of at a shortage of time. And so you do just kind of like do it when you can. And like when Nathan and I went up for a couple weeks to Braintree, that was like such a lovely chunk because it was like, yeah, we're not doing anything else and then we're just making music.
Yeah, awesome. Written in Stages, great record.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Avalon.
Thank you.
Got one more question, and I think this, you know, it's kind of I was going to ask you what you're scared of. Are you scared of anything massively, particularly? I usually end on asking people what their worst job has been, what their most memorable shite day has been.
Or what they're scared of.
Or what they're scared of. Thought I'd mix it up.
I think it changes what I'm scared of. Yeah, scared of just failure in general.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't seem it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I know we just met for like 45 minutes. No, you seem very like strong in what you do. You know, there's a energy, right? It's like, this is what I do.
Yeah. I mean, the confidence comes from doing it so much that you kind of like get inward and external support of where you're supposed to be. But and I guess like what is my worst job? I'm probably blocking something out. Yeah, no,
it's dangerous territory. You don't want to rake up a bad memory that you faced out.
I know. I don't know. I feel like I've been pretty blessed. I had a horrible boss one time that I walked out, and I do think that is a lesson that everyone should go through to kind of like remind themselves who's really in charge. Like if you fucking hate your job, like walk out. Yes. Remind yourself who's in charge. Yeah. But you know,
there's a lot of mind
I know a lot of people can't do that.
A lot of people can't do that.
I was in my, you know, early 20s and I fucking hated my boss and I just walked out and I said I'm not coming back. And that was great.
Hell yeah. It felt good then even the next day.
For sure. It's all good. Ended up being fine. I also worked at one of my first jobs was at a pet boarding place.
Okay.
And I did have to clean up dog shit and like feed like some like 19-year-old like decrepit poodle. Like it's like really specific, like, you know, pumpkin and rice and chicken and medicine and everything. But I liked that job, but it was very funny.
Made a lot of friends. Yeah. You got to know their names.
It was cute.
Dogs and cats mostly.
Yeah, it was I mostly worked. It was like a special thing to work with the cats because they were kind of scary.
Particular.
Yeah.
Have you got any cats and dogs?
I have one dog.
What's his name?
His name's Elmo.
Elmo. Shout out Elmo.
Shout out Elmo. I miss him very much.
You can have a big cuddle with him when you get home.
Yes, he throws the biggest parties.
He throws the biggest parties.
Oh yeah.
Really? How does he do that?
He runs around. He does a little squeak. He dances.
No.
Yeah.
You teach him to do like the...
He does it himself. A little circus dog.
What a talented man.
I think I really think he speaks English. Sometimes I go through the day and I'm like, Elmo hasn't really said anything today. I wonder what's on his mind.
The more we speak to our cat, Mr. Pickles, the more Mr. Pickles is
Mr.
like...
Pickles.
You know, he's
They're
talking
trying.
to us. He's giving it a go. Thank you, Avalon.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time. So that was Avalon Emerson here on 101 Part-Time Jobs. Cheers for listening. If you want to go back and hear some more episodes we've done recently, we've had Kevin Morby, Hand Habits, Arlo Parks, loads of stuff to check out over 550 episodes, I'll have you know. So click subscribe to get them when they come out. Cheers. Hello, it's Giles here from 101 Part-Time Jobs. If you like what we're doing and you'd like to support us, you can. For £1, £4 or £10 a month at our Patreon, patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs. You can help support our independent production. We are so happy with the way this is going. We appreciate all of you listening and watching our episodes. So thank you for being here. If you'd like to take it that one step further, you can. That's at patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs. Cheers.